What's going on, guys? Stefan here with you, S&E's Garage. We had our first failure out on the trail with our GX 470. Today, we're going to fix it. So we actually took this thing off-roading pretty hardcore over the weekend. We went out with Venom, New Jersey Jeep Club. They're based out of South Jersey. That's besides the point. We took this thing down some pretty tight trails, pretty tough trails, a lot of bumps, a lot of there wasn't a whole lot of puddles, but it was hard on the suspension. And after you first modify a vehicle like this, you're gonna find the weak points. Things are gonna fail, and that's your chance to replace it and kind of beef it up. So on our way home from the trail, I started noticing a rumbling and a roaring noise that would increase and decrease as I loaded and unloaded the suspension. So left to right, I heard it mostly here on this right side. And now if we grab this wheel and give it a shake, we have a ton of play in that wheel bearing. Now, one way that you can tell if it's a wheel bearing or a suspension component is if you grab it 12 and 6 and shake it, and then you grab it 10 and 3 and shake it. If you feel that play in both directions, it's going to be a hub. So what we're going to go ahead and do today is replace this hub bearing, and we're going to show you exactly how to do it. This video will work for any GX 470, 460, Toyota 4Runner from, say, 2003 and onward. It's the same part literally from 2003 to 2024. So this video will work for a wide range of vehicles. So let's go ahead and pull the wheel off and get right into it. So now that we've gotten the wheel off, we're going to go ahead and gain access here to the axle nut. And to do that, we're just going to use a screwdriver and a hammer. And we're just going to work our way around this lip here and pop this dust cap loose. Once you get to a point, you should be able to just work your way around with the flathead. Like that, and pop it off. So now we have access here to our axle nut. You're going to pull your cotter pin out, pull the crown nut off of the axle nut, and then we can go ahead and remove the brake caliper and the rotor. The caliper is going to be held in with two 17mm bolts on the back, and then there's going to be a 12mm bolt here on the steering knuckle you're going to want to remove. We're just going to hang the caliper off to the side, pull the rotor off, and then we should be able to see all of our nuts for the hub. Okay, so like I said, we're going to pull this 12mm off here. Get that out of the way. Now let's pull the 17s off for the caliper. And we're also going to use this hook tool here to hang our caliper up and out of the way. Once we have the caliper hung and out of the way, we can go ahead, pull off our rotor. And right behind the rotor are going to be your bolts here for the hub. So we're going to go ahead, pull these bolts out, pull our cotter pin out. This is going to be a 35mm socket. I only have a 36 and it takes it off, so I'm just going to use that. I'll leave one in the video description below because it is a very odd and random size. But we'll go ahead, get that all off, and then we'll show you how to separate the hub from the knuckle. Okay, let's go ahead and get our axle nut off. And you should be able to press the axle in like that by hand. If not, you're going to want to put your nut for your axle on the shaft and hit it with a hammer to free the hub from the axle shaft, because if that's stuck, that's going to be a problem taking this apart the rest of the way. So let's go ahead and take our 4 bolts off here for the hub. Now, it is worth mentioning these bolts are not going to come all the way out. They are basically trapped in here. So you just spin them until they stop threading. Basically, you'll feel when it releases from the knuckle, and just go ahead and leave it in there. So don't use a ratcheting wrench, because if you ratchet it out all the way, it's going to be stuck in there. And they are 17 millimeters. Oh, wow. That came right off. I wasn't expecting that. You saw me double up that wrench like I was going to have to yank on it. I actually didn't have to. Let's see if this one's the same way. Yeah, this is going to come right apart, I hope. Oh, yeah. Now, you are going to have to turn the hub as you go to make a spot for your wrench. So what we're going to have to do here is get this hub released from the knuckle, and then we're probably going to have to try to back some of these off a little bit more, because I can't thread them all the way out. Okay, didn't even have to hit it with a hammer. That was really nice. Some of these you have to beat with a hammer to get them to come off. That could not have came apart any smoother. Okay, here's the old hub. Let's bring it over to the bench and check it out. Now, if you didn't, we already did when we put our axles in this. If you didn't replace the seal on the back of the knuckle, it might be worth it to you to pull the upper ball joint, pull the tie rod, pull the lower ball joint, and pull this whole knuckle off now and replace that water seal on the back of this. It's going to prevent any dirt and grime from getting into here. Like I said, we replaced ours when we lifted it, so we're good. But what I do want to show you here is the old hub, and when I spin this, I want you to listen. You can hear just how bad these bearings got. It's probably just from getting pounded and beat up out in the woods. You know, like I said, when you start using a vehicle that you just lifted that has never been lifted before, and you start using it off-road, you're going to find the weak components. That's just the way it goes. So what we are going to be installing to replace this is an SKF bearing. I like SKF. They're a very high quality bearing. I would use them. I would use Timken. So this is what we went with. It's what I could get. Rock Auto had it. I'll leave one in the video description below as well. If you buy it from that link, it will help us out here at the channel, and we do greatly appreciate it. So let's get this new hub over to the truck. Let's get it on. So the first thing we're going to do here is, we've already wiped this out. We're just going to take some grease and get it in here, and we're just going to work it around where this new hub is going to live. We are using this off-road. I do anticipate, unfortunately, we will likely probably have to do this again at some point, because off-roading is just hard on a vehicle. I've lost count of how many hubs I put in the Jeeps that I had due to off-roading. It beats everything up. Everything gets dirty. Everything gets sandy. Everything gets jostled around. So we want this to come apart just as nice as it did the first time, and greasing it will help us make that happen. Okay, let's put some grease on the splines here. I'm raw dogging the grease, don't mind me. I'm used to having dirty hands. Okay. Go ahead and put our backing plate into place. It's not going to stay. We're going to have to sandwich it. But let's go ahead and get the hub. So here is the new hub, and you can tell just by spinning it how nice and tight it is. Like I said, let's go ahead and get this into place. Now it's just a matter of getting the bolt holes to line up. So once you get your bolt holes lined up, you're going to get all 4 of your bolts started, and you got to tighten them each a little bit at a time, because if you tighten one all the way, you're going to push it into the hub, and you could potentially damage the bearing before you even install it. So we're just kind of going around in several passes here, just flushing it out, and then we're going to go ahead and snug it down. And if you saw when we took it off, it wasn't on very tight at all. So we're not going to murder this thing. We're just going to, again, we're just going to snug it up, because I don't think there's any reason to do anything more than that. But it would help if I had the right sized wrench. All right, we got that nice and tight. We're going to go ahead and get our axle nut threaded on. Give this like 10 ugga-duggas. Okay, you don't want to absolutely murder it, but you want it to be tighted. The torque spec is upwards of 200 foot-pounds, so run it down, make that nice and tight, and then put your cotter pin and your castle back over the nut. Once your axle nut is on, you can go ahead and, again, cotter pin, all that stuff. Now you can put your dust cap back on. I just put a thin layer of white lithium greaser around this to help it seat. And you're just going to kind of want to work it around. Until it is seated. It's okay if it fights you a little bit. You see it fought us, but you're just going to go around until it's flush. Now we can go ahead and throw our rotor back on, followed by the caliper. All right, caliper's back on. Wheel speed sensor is plugged back in. Brake line is bolted up. Let's throw the wheel on, run the wheel down, and then let's check it for tightness. So now if we grab this wheel and try to shake it, I'm shaking the truck before the wheel moves. So this is fixed. And that's going to be this. That's going to be it for this video. So if this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe. Again, I'll leave some tools in the video description below. I'll leave a quality hub for you in the video description below. And we'll see you guys next time.